foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And basically, there's this article that I came across, and as you can see, it says, "How extreme has the dumbing down of America become? You might want to brace yourself for this one." And I'll read through a little bit of this, but it's going to show you, man, that pretty much the world that these wickedness in high places, all right, these so-called elites, the world that they want, that artificial world that they want, they don't want thinkers. Okay, they don't want thinkers, and we reference this from time to time, which is the the book or movie 1984, George Orwell's 1984, in which there's a part in there where, well, I mean, by the time you're done watching the movie or reading the book, you'll understand that basically the world is headed for a place where you're gonna have security on your thoughts, so you're not gonna have the freedom to basically the freedom of thought. They had things like thought police, okay, and basically they basically wanted to where people did not think anymore, all right, or people did not at least know how to think anymore. All right, that's pretty much what they're doing. A lot of the things they do is on a systematic level, okay? And when you look at the way society is, no wonder you can't have a decent conversation with the average individual. When you try to pick somebody's brain and you see where it's at, you wonder, damn, it's like what's going on, right? People are becoming more and more dumbed down, and you can even see it in the way they drive, in the way they talk, and what they talk about, in the actions they take. All right, and it's a scary thing because not only have these people been blinded from the truth, but common sense is becoming a very rare commodity in the world today. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." All right, and I'm bringing this out to correlate that darkness, all right, to the state that these people are in now. And when you look into that word gross darkness, it goes into thick. All right, and what happens when you're in darkness? You don't have a sense of direction. You can't see. You can't differentiate. If you're about to walk into something or if you're not. If you're about to step on something dangerous or if you're not, because you're in darkness, and that's pretty much where the mind of the average individual is today. So here it is, as things get more and more apparent, it gets more and more in your face, so to speak. People still don't see it. People still don't realize where the world is headed because they have been primed and conditioned not to think. Instead, they have been conditioned to let the TV think for them, to let the media think for them. Okay, so when a certain situation arises or something occurs, they don't know what to think. They don't know what side to pick. They have to go and watch and hear a narrative to tell them what side to go with or what side to believe. That's why a lot of people don't read, they don't question things, they don't do research. They hear a narrative and they run with it. And that's a very, very deadly thing. It's a powerful thing that these elites have done, all right, to these people. But this is why the Most High has to bring that judgment. This is why the non-elect, all right, of the nation of Israel have to get purged, because they have been. This is like an all-time low of humanity, if you want to even refer to it like that, right? But this is Second Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. It says, "In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not." Okay, so ultimately, I mean, it's the Most High, but who has the Lord appointed as powers in this time? Esau, Edom. Okay, and the Lord has used them to blind the minds of them that believe not, lest the light, because they are what, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. That's why they're devils, they're deceivers. lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of God, should shine onto them. So not only, but that's the thing, not only have these people not gained the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Heavenly Father or of the scriptures, just common sense alone is not even there. And you're about to see. This is an example dealing with school, right? The public school system. And it says everyone knows that the quality of education in our public schooling or our public schools is declining. We continue to fall behind the rest of the world, and this is particularly true in science and in math. Personally, I am a product of the public schools. I attended public schools all the way through high school, and I earned 3 degrees at public universities. And I have to admit that the quality of the education that I received was terrible. If I had not spent a great deal of time and effort educating myself, I would not be able to do what I do today. Sadly, things have gotten even worse in recent decades. So it says today a large portion of our young people are not even equipped to function on a very basic level in our society once they graduate from high school, and that has huge implications for the future of our country. Yeah, because the future is not, at least the future that these elites envision, is not one where you need thinkers. You see what happens when people think, because when you think, you question. When you question, you don't just comply with the narrative. And what comes along with that? Demonization, swiftly. So they don't even let you get the chance. Now, the school system is this is a systematic thing. The curriculum that they teach is all systematic. So then you got to wonder, well, why is it that America, with all their technology and resources and so on and so forth, why is it that the education system here is so trash? Why is it that a lot of people graduate, they get out of, they get out with a degree, and they don't even know basic common sense things. You can have a conversation with somebody, and they tell, oh yeah, I got this degree, this, that, 2 degrees. And then you have a regular conversation, common sense conversation with them, and they don't sound very competent in basic things. As it says, a lot of people can't even they're not equipped to function on a basic level. Now, what do you think is going to happen to people who can't even, you know think on a basic level, make certain decisions, think ahead, because they're groomed, they've been accustomed to moving based on impulse, based on how they feel, based on their emotions. What do you think is going to happen to people like that when all hell breaks loose? The norm of society in which they were struggling at, that is out the window, and now all hell is breaking loose, and things that have never been seen before are happening. That's when you're going to see the real definition of bug outs. All right, when somebody is truly bugging out, that's what you're going to start to see, because these people are hanging on by a thread, but they're going to need a lot more than a thread in order to make it through these times. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. That's the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But a lot of people are they're truly being dumbed down, and they don't even realize it. Okay. So it says here, but these days, many of our college students can't even handle algebra. And when you read in the past, algebra was a game. Okay, you had the youth in the ancient world that would quote unquote play algebra. Algebra was likened onto a game. Okay, it says in fact the Kansas Board of Regents is actually considering dropping algebra as a requirement at the state's 6 public universities because so many students are failing the basic algebra course. So how does dropping it as a requirement help? In any case, there are these YouTube videos, right, where you have these individuals. They'll go out into like a public area, maybe Times Square or somewhere, and then they'll ask random people basic questions. How many continents are there? Where is this country located? What's the name of the current president? Basic questions, whether it's geographical, historical, or even just current events. And I mean, Lord, the the responses that these people give, if they can even come up with a response, is just, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And sometimes he'll deliberately say the answer explicitly within the question. And you got just a whole bunch of average individuals looking, but you ask him, ask him something, about celebrity status or Will Smith or whatever, and they own it. They know the details, the ins, the outs, his shoe size, when was the last time he clipped his toenails. They know all of these things. But when it comes to just actual common sense things that you should know, going out the window. So truly is this Generation Z, as they call it, Gen Z, because ain't nothing coming after. The only thing that needs to come after is a reset. All right, and righteousness. So let me see where else. It says apparently they are. One academic official in Kansas insists that for a majority of the students in the system, algebra is simply not relevant for their fields. Through, man, through, especially when you compare the level that people are on now. Even Israelites, all right, in the ancient world, you had Israelites in high positions, prominent positions. Okay, the education that even though the technology wasn't on the level it is now, the education that our youth and people in general got in the past was much more efficient than what it is now. You got all this technology now, and people are dumber than ever because all they do is just scroll through on social media, watching memes, laughing at memes, scrolling through. Not they don't know how to interact with people. They don't know. They reading, that's out the picture. Just basic things, how to think under pressure, how problem solving skills. None of that. That's all out the window. And that's all through conditioning. Okay? So this place is truly done. That's why it's circling the drain. When you read, as a matter of fact, let me end it off with this. This is the book of Jeremiah 51, verse 9. Right. So it says here, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Now, when you read it, it's basically going into the destruction of this place, and how once this Babylon, which is America, has started its downfall, which it's on right now, there is no coming back. There is no undoing it. Right? Now, this is applying to the state that Babylon is going to be in, but guess what? You also have Babylonians. And these people are so far gone, there ain't no coming back. Okay? You can't, it's next to impossible to re-educate these people because not only are they ignorant, but they love to be so. And as the scriptures say, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Or let me see, let me not butcher it. Is that Hosea 4 and 6? Yep. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Why? Because thou hast rejected it. They reject this truth. Just analyze the average individual. What do they do in their life? What ambitions do they have? Where's their mindset? What do they think? What goes on in there? And you'll find out that it's full of what? Vanity. Vanity, vanity, vanity. And that's why this world needs a reset. Not the kind that Klaus Schwab is trying to bring, all right, but a divine reset where people grow up in the right way. People are taught proper manners. Okay? It's not do as you will, because that right now is just chaos. And the Lord is not an author of confusion. So that's what the judgment is going to bring. That Jacob's trouble is going to bring judgment, but through that is going to come order. A true, pure, divine New World Order. Okay? Not one with a Luciferian agenda, but one with the agenda of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, so I'm going to finish this up. It says, I also will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. All right, so anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. Pray for fewer days. Pray for fewer days. And in closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.